everybody, Sickness here again to talk to you about what I bought when I watched today. And today I picked up 2 titles, so let's take a look at what I got. Today I ran out to my local Toys R Us store. They were offering a free $5 coupon towards your purchase of anything over $5. I printed 2 of them out, bought myself 2 DVDs, and yes, you're only supposed to use 1 per visit, so what I did was I purchased a DVD back in the electronics section, went back out to my car, and purchased another DVD up front. So I ended up getting myself 2 $9.99 DVDs for only $4.99, and here's what I got. I picked up Sing-Along Songs Lion King, The Circle of Life, and Sing-Along Songs Disneyland Fun, It's a Small World. As I said many a times, trying to get all the Disney sing-along songs, VHS tapes, DVDs, etc. that I can, and I'm very happy to get Disneyland Fun on DVD. Out of all the sing-along songs titles, this one here is my favorite, because it does feature the Grim Grinning Ghost song, and I'm absolutely a huge fan of that, love it. And that song and that, I guess you would say, sing-along video is what really got me into these sing-along songs titles and what made me really want to start collecting these. So to get this on DVD for only $4.99 was a fantastic deal, and to get the Lion King one along with it, again, for only $4.99 as well, both fantastic deals. So that's it for what I bought today, so now it's what I watched. And today I finally checked out Memoirs of a Geisha, a movie that I've been meaning to watch for a while now. So today, finally broke down and checked it out. And I did really enjoy it. Although I gotta say, I was expecting more out of it. I know the movie won a bunch of awards and got a ton of buzz and did really well. And this was the hot movie for a little while. Everybody was talking about it. So really expected this movie to be better than it was. But with that being said, it was still a fantastic movie. I can see why a lot of people loved it. And I loved it as well, but I guess I maybe rose the bar up a little too high for this movie. I kind of expected more out of it. That once I watched it, you know, I wasn't let down, but once again, I was expecting a little bit more. But like I said, still a fantastic movie. Very well done. I absolutely loved the story. I loved all the actors. I just thought it was a great, great story about this poor little girl who's basically sold into, I guess you can sort of say she's sold into being, I mean, she's sold to a geisha. If you don't know what geisha is, basically, you're kind of a prostitute for the most part. Her and her sister actually sold to this geisha house. The lady who runs the geisha house basically says, yeah, okay, you're going to become a geisha. You might be able to be a geisha, and the sister, we don't want her. So they take the sister, and they basically throw her into a whorehouse, a brothel, and she has to now perform sexual acts for everybody. She's basically now a prostitute, which is horrible. But at the same time, our main character, she's basically also a prostitute, but the difference is a geisha is not, you know, just taking money from clients, you know, constantly having sex with them. The geisha, she presents herself as this, you know, great thing, and she tries to build up clients who want to just spend time with her, and then eventually she sells herself to the highest paying customer. The highest paying customer will buy her for her virginity, basically, and if she wasn't a virgin, they wouldn't pay as much and whatnot, but because she is a virgin, they'll pay high prices for that. So again, basically, being a geisha is basically being a very high-end prostitute, where instead of having sex with everybody, you basically have sex with one guy, I guess. They don't really say what happens after she has sex with that guy. I don't know if, I guess she starts having sex with more people. I'm not so sure what the deal with that is. They don't really explain that, or if they did, I missed that part, but at least her first sexual encounter they can pay big bucks for, and she ends up going for the most. It's the most it's been ever paid for a geisha, and she kind of rises up to be this, you know, this great geisha girl who everybody wants to be with, basically. And again, a great story about somebody who went from nothing to, you know, being a geisha, which she still really didn't want to be, because during the whole time she's actually in love with this one guy who, you know, does kind of love her too, but his friend who saved him in the war, he ends up liking her, so he kind of, you know, puts his love aside and says, well, I really want to make my friend happy, because he's all scarred up and stuff, and he figures, you know, his friend's never going to be happy, so he wants to make his friend happy, so he puts his love aside and lets the girl he's in love with, the geisha he's in love with, you know, be with him, but secretly, you know, they're really in love with each other, so there's a love story going on at the same time, but I like that they don't push it a lot. I like that the love story isn't constantly thrown in your face. It's there enough and talked about enough that you don't forget it. You don't forget that the fact that these two people are in love with each other. It's always there, but it's not what the main story is about for the most part. The main story is just about this girl and what she goes through from being a child and sold to this house up to being a geisha, and then eventually, and I guess spoiler alert here, eventually getting the guy at the end, which did somewhat bug me, the fact that she got the guy at the end. I kind of would have wanted this movie for some reason. I just felt it should have been a sad ending, I thought, because the movie, you know, it's one of those movies where it is kind of a sad movie. It's not a lot of good stuff is happening in this movie. She doesn't really want to be where she is. You know, there's an issue with her sister. She has a friend who kind of turns on her. The lady who runs the house is a complete bitch. The head geisha girl at the house, total psycho bitch. I mean, that girl is nuts. Very nasty. So really nothing's good happening to this girl. It's a very downer movie. Nothing really good happens. I mean, there's the part where she rises up to be, you know, this really sought after geisha girl. She's the geisha girl to have. Which, you know, you feel great for her, but at the same time you're thinking, well, yeah, she's this great geisha girl, but she really doesn't want to be that for the most part. She wants to be with this guy. She doesn't really want to be a geisha. She doesn't want to sell herself to somebody, you know, who she doesn't want to be with. She wants to be with this guy here, but she's not with him. So it is a downer movie, and I kind of just would have liked the end to be a downer too. I don't know why, but I just would have liked a sad ending. I really probably would have enjoyed the movie more than at the end, oh, she gets with the guy she wants. You know, they're together, now they're in love. It just it seemed a little Hollywood, a little cheesy for me. Would have appreciated them not to go that route, but it still worked. It's a Hollywood movie. It's a Hollywood ending. You know, it is what it is. It's kind of come to be expected that you're going to get an ending like that. But in the end, I would say, yeah, a great movie. 2.5 hours long. It flies right by. Does not feel like 2.5 hours. It's a great watch. A really good story. I'm not sure what awards this won for. It says winner 3 Academy Awards, including Best Cinematography. Would definitely agree with that. The cinematography in this is fantastic. This is shot beautifully. All the scenery is great. You know, all the angles, just all the colors, all the way this movie is shot is just amazing. And I think it also won an award for its soundtrack too, which is phenomenal. If you do not have the soundtrack, I recommend buying it or downloading it. Just whatever, check it out. It is fantastic. One of the best scores to a movie I've ever heard. I don't know what else it won for, but I'm sure it deserved it because it was a great, great movie that I would definitely recommend. Like I said, I did kind of set the bar a little high. I rose my standards up really high for this movie, thinking it was going to be just amazing. I thought I was going to just absolutely fall in love with this film because, you know, of all the buzz it got at the time and all the things I've heard about it over the years. But, you know, I wasn't let down, but it wasn't quite as good as I thought it was going to be. But nevertheless, still a fantastic movie that I would definitely recommend. So that's it for a bullet when I watched today. Definitely excited about the 2 sing-along song titles I picked up from my local Toys R Us. And getting those both for $4.99 a piece after I used the coupons on both of them was a fantastic deal. And also finally watching Memoirs of a Geisha. Loved it. Thought it was great. You know, maybe not as good as I expected, but still a fantastic movie that I would definitely recommend. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned to see what I bought when I watch tomorrow. See ya.